The vast majority of us are born into these bodies, these containers, these genetic vehicles for our consciousness, unawakened. There have been very, very few examples of those born awakened, such as Yeshua ben Joseph, or Jesus, the Christos. And there is many other examples throughout the various epochs of humanity of awakened ones born in that state. There are various star seed lineages, the various types of the indigos. We have the crystal children that are being born star seeds, the Blu-ray star seeds, various star seed lineages at various times in history, born with more awakened, more strands of their DNA activated, more with genetic vehicles, more awakened than others. But the vast majority of us are born unawakened, trapped within this physical matrix, not to mention after we've come to realize we are prisoners of our flesh, there's been another layer put upon it with the digital matrix that further imprisons us, or rather our consciousness, our awareness. But it is our journey to become awakened, to become aware, to rise above the limitations of these genetic vehicles, to master the flesh, as it were. And mastering the flesh can be understood as to become anointed with the Christ awareness, the Christ consciousness that transcends the physical matrix of the lower dimensions, the lower animal nature of the human body. We have to survive, we have to eat, but there are more conscious ways of living in this physical universe. There are more divine ways of living with the knowledge of heaven and divinity that we are. But it is my awareness that most people, when they hear the word the Christ, when this Greek word, it's a Greek word, when it is uttered, when it is heard by the vast majority of people, it is unfortunate that most people immediately and unconsciously interpret it, destroy it with their psychological conditioning, with the conditioning, the enslavement protocols of organized religion, which have certainly destroyed the original words of the great teacher Yeshua ben Joseph, that great and sacred word, the Christ. For most people, if you ask them if they know what Christ is, they say yes. But they do not. They only think they know what Christ is. Even most modern day Christians will say that Christ is Jesus, the man. Jesus has become a cult that people kill over, ostracize others over, entitle themselves over with this cult of Jesus. That is not the Christ. Although Jesus was the Christ, Yeshua ben Joseph is the Christ, or rather as we know him in the higher dimensions as Sananda. Even most modern day Christians will say that Christ is Jesus, the man. Well, that is part of the truth. It is not the deeper truth. An actual truth, if we want to know the reality to which the word Christ points to, we have to strive very hard in developing our own heart through practice, through diligence of bringing heaven to earth, of awakening our minds with divine gnosis. The word Christ refers not to a person, but to a great cosmic intelligence at the root of all life. The Christ is at the heart of every atom in this universe. And more importantly, we need to comprehend that Christ is something deep within our own being that we have to strive with great diligence to anoint, to bring forth, to allow to transcend our lower natures and take over and be in control of our genetic vehicles with the Christ consciousness. It is possible for each and every one of us to incarnate, to bring forth the Christ force of love within us. It is a potentially a possibility within each and every one of us. This is not something easy or quick to attain, but a tremendous path that we can take if we choose it. Jesus, or Yeshua ben Joseph, was a man who did this, who incarnated the Christ, who brought forth the Christ consciousness. So we have to distinguish between Christ the force, the cosmic force of intelligence, and Jesus the man. Jesus the man attained union with the force of Christ. Jesus was a crucified master, and his life was an immense teaching, because he didn't teach the mysteries of Christ as an intellectual. He wasn't making videos on YouTube. He was out walking the walk that he taught. The life of Jesus the Christ, his life itself was a divine play, an expression of the Christ energy itself. That's why Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light." This means to follow the light of our own internal Christ, God Master. Follow the impulses we receive from him to transform ourselves. It does not mean to follow some external person, of making a cult of Jesus. So Christ is not a human or divine individual. Christ is a title given to all fully self-realized masters. Several masters have incarnated the Christ. In India, Krishna is Christ. And the Yogi Babaji incarnated the Christ consciousness also. The great master Sanat Kumara is another living Christ. Muhammad is also Christ. Master in Mexico, the Christ is Quetzalcoatl. In Egypt, Christ was known as Osiris. And whoever incarnated him was known as an Osirified one. Osiris the Arisen, again, the Christ consciousness was alive. We also have Buddha, Shakyamuni as a Christ, and the term Buddha Maitreya is a title given to any Christified Buddha. There's the great alchemist Samuel Onwer himself is a Christified master, a Buddha Maitreya. Buddha means enlightened one, awakened one, the same as Christ. Every religion has the Christic principle present in all of its teachings, because all religions are one. As Master Samuel Onwer has said, all religions are precious pearls strung on the golden thread of divinity. If you agree, please hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned. We have further video offerings for the light alchemy courses, activating the light body. Many exciting video offerings and information disseminations here coming forthwith very shortly. Please stay on this path. Stay on your journey to awakening, because I have it on good authority that the forces of light, the victories of light is complete and total. That the light has won complete victory. We're only seeing the inertia of the events play out, of those Draco reptilians who have been in charge of all this world management team. Imagine the metaphor, the analogy of driving a car and then realizing you're about to crash. So now they're stepping on the brakes, trying to mitigate the full effects of the crash that is coming for them. But if you're on the path of the Christ, to awaken the Christ within, nothing shall take you from your walk. The light shall protect you. The armies of light, the legions of light are there and will protect you. Stay true, light warriors.
Namaste, namaskaram.